What they do, you guys, and welcome back to the Women of Wildin' Out podcast. I am your co-host, Pretty Vee, and I'm excited because not only we got these powerful, dope individuals on stage, we got the boss, we got all these sexy ladies, but we about to bring our boss in the building.
Boss.
The boss
Man.
the one that signs off on our checks.
Yeah.
Like, you can't make him mad.
I bought my house off Wildin' Out check. Like, I did. I bought my house off his check. So we about to bring him in.
Your check must be bigger than mine.
But we gotta bring
We're gonna bring him out. He gave us this platform.
Yep.
He made it possible for us to have this podcast. Give it up for the legend, Mr.
Nick Cannon.
The baby daddy of the decade.
What up? How y'all doing?
How are you? Good.
Everybody good?
We love him so much.
I love y'all for overtime working right now.
Yes.
I mean, after the show, after
After
shooting
hours.
3 shows, you guys come in and chop it up. I mean, that's real power right there. That's why y'all are the women of Wildin' Out.
Let's go.
It's not an easy gig at all.
And since you said that and we tired, we can get right into it.
Let's get to it.
We just gonna be doing too much shit.
Because we got 3 shows tomorrow, too.
Trying to get my pillow some head.
Yeah. Wait, did you just say I'm trying to get my pillow some head?
Yes.
Yep.
That means lay it down.
I understand what that means. The visual was right there for me. I'll never say that, but I understand it.
So Nick, you are such a mogul. How do you manage being a dad, working, having so many baby mamas?
You know what? I feel like I time management. I use all of my day. I've probably been told that I probably need to sleep more.
Yeah.
But I love being alive. So I just really try to get as much out of the day as I possibly can. Squeeze, grab the earth by the ankles and shake the paper out.
Yeah.
There it is.
And I think that's dope because me being a Libra as well, like I can't stay still. Like not
I don't think that has anything to do with being Libra.
I'm saying we like that.
We have to like keep going. Like something we have to enjoy. Like Nick said, we have to be alive. Like something is creativeness in our minds that we have to like see it come to pass. Like we have to see things moving and grooving. And especially being around family is a big thing for me. And I'm from Miami, so I don't have anyone but my mom in Atlanta. So with myself moving around, like sitting still, sometimes we get I know me, I get to thinking. Like thinking to the point where I'm up. Like, okay, I need to go to bed. So I get him up.
There it is. See, we vibing. We on the same vibration and frequency. Absolutely. October 8th.
October 13th. Balance.
You know, people
And
like,
energy, hot energy.
Yeah.
We got the energy.
That's why you are that back.
Back.
That back.
And
Muscles.
Really?
And on top of that,
No. Nothing about Libras.
you know about Libra.
We just told you. We balance. We got a lot of energy. We always trying to,
help others. We want to see
Yeah.
people win.
That's what it is. Well, you said, like, is that a like?
Tell me about Aries.
I love Aries because you've been my
have
friend
few
since
cousins that are
2017.
Libras.
Yeah. See?
Yeah.
What are you?
I'm a Cancer.
Girl, my cancer that is sweet emotional.
Don't bother with it. Don't bother with it.
Yes, Cancer.
There's June Cancers and there's July Cancers. I'm a July Cancer.
Yes,
Completely different. than a
Emotional
Cancer.
girl.
You gotta separate the male and the female because you see like
That's true.
more laid back,
Yeah.
chill, more money.
Bree, what are you?
I'm a Taurus.
Ooh,
Best
bullheaded.
friends are
Yes.
Taurus.
My mama's a Taurus.
We're
my
definitely stubborn.
rock and roll or Taurus.
May 4th. Yeah.
Your mom's a
Almost
Scorpio.
Gemini. Yeah.
Almost.
I think I might be a Gemini.
Yeah. Let's get into it. So I always wanted to ask this. I mean, how did you come up with Wildin' Out?
Oh, that's a really good concept. And we actually have another podcast that we're putting together called How I Got Wild, where we're talking about like the origins of everyone's wilding out journey. And
Wow, that's deep.
So we're gonna talk to all of y'all like, yo,
I can't wait to tell mine.
tell me the story. But the story with wilding out honestly started where I just wanted to give my friends jobs and opportunities. I was doing my thing a little bit, kind of had start popping off, but I was still doing stand up, still, making music, and I would literally be in a comedy club one night, a studio the next night, and like everybody kind of vibed, and they would say like, yo, you doing movies and stuff, man, we'll do something to get us on. And it was like Kevin Hart, Cat Williams, D-Ray Day, AP, and we would all literally be like doing stand-up, standing outside, making fun of each other's mamas, freestyling, all of that. And I was like, yo, we should capture this. So I rented out a comedy club called the Comedy Union, and kind of got everybody together. Now Chris Spencer, bunch of different.
That's in LA, right?
Yeah, it's on right off Pico, in the hood, and we like rented it out. I got some cameras. I think it might have cost, like the shooting process, I think ran me almost like $100,000 just like for that one night. Cause you're like, I mean, it was just because it was a lot to put together, and I was willing, and I wasn't even balling like that, but I was like, I believed in the vision of like doing improv and hip hop and putting it together.
Because $100,000 back in the 40s, that's a lot of money.
Exactly.
40s.
That's when he started.
2004, way back then. But yeah, and you know, here we are today.
That's
so
like
it was just really just friends getting together, and I wanted to give them opportunities, and that's really been the vision up until then. I just want to give people an opportunity to shine.
We grew up watching this show.
Yeah, we grew up. I mean, running
Yeah.
Make me feel even older. Thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Stay on script. You keep looking at me.
Okay. When was the last film?
Y'all are hilarious. One thing, let me say this though. Real rap. I gotta say, this group of women that we have together was handpicked for a very distinct and specific reason, because like, and you guys already touched on it in your introductions, it's like you're so much more than what people see on the screen.
Yeah,
and I want this to be
definitely.
an opportunity where you guys can express that and talk about that, and even just a little bit. This is the first episode, and I feel like you're already showing so many more sides. If they didn't know about all your businesses, if they didn't know your true personalities, and the fact that you guys are just so diligent in building who you are and your brand. So, you know, everything from you being a real estate mogul, real talk, she millions of dollars, like big body homes.
I closed it today, actually. 17.5 million closed today.
Talk about it. Talk your shit. Talk your
I
shit.
was literally on set on the third episode, and I was like waiting for this email, and I was
you
like,
get that
fuck
percent.
yeah, girl.
Yeah, so we need to be besties.
Yes, we do. I got you.
17, what percent you get?
I was looking at them tennis bracelets.
2.5.
Yeah.
Said what?
And then even with Krystal having her own business and like literally like we be having like bank conversations. She's like, yeah, so I think I want to choose this bank for the business. Like she's like
and
real.
I've had your fruit.
No, I know.
So good.
Yeah, I know.
Y'all ship me boxes.
I was gonna
I
say
know.
she ships them all the time.
I make your labels, basically.
Wow.
Yeah, so I
love
run
it.
the entire warehouse.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
So where's it located?
Out of
Miami.
Yeah, like both y'all in
That's what I'm saying.
Miami.
Like I've heard about it.
But I feel like you're not really there a lot, so I don't
23rd to the 30th. I will be there this month, girl.
Y'all gotta link up. Y'all gotta link up.
Yes, but I'm only there now every month because my mom preaches in the park.
Okay.
So I just go out there with her.
Awesome.
Yeah, and that's why I just
love
go out
that.
there.
And that's another
So
thing.
hey, maybe we could collab.
Yeah.
Fruit.
Yeah.
I'll bring fruit.
Yeah, you
Spirituality, there it is. But that's I
Yeah.
wanted to highlight that because people get to see you as either super over the top, silly, or pretty V.
Yeah.
But they don't know your spiritual side is so powerful. And so like really what you believe has gotten you to this point. And your background in radio, your education, like being able like college and all like and then of course B Simone, we see you. We I feel like we know you the most for who you are because you always are just showing
some shit.
But I was gonna say you show your resilience of like you can't be shook out here. Like that's why we've had private conversations.
Jesus. What?
But
I
like
saw this man crying. He was like, "Get off my phone."
But I in that advice it was like, yo, just keep pushing.
like,
you
"You're
got
fine."
it.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah.
Like
No, and
they
my
gonna come
father
at you,
cried.
they gonna come at me, but the fact that you a multi-millionaire, like I said earlier, they always gonna be on your line and you wearing it well. So that's why we have this array of fabulous and powerfulness all on the women of Wild and Out.
Yes.
But that's what I wanted to set that straight.
Thank you.
'cause
Thank you.
y'all
Really
doing that
appreciate
thing.
it.
So I have another question for you, Nick. So when we last filmed the season, the theme was old school versus new school.
Yeah.
Tell us the theme of this new season.
Well, again, speaking of resiliency, and if anybody knows that, obviously 2020 was tough for everybody.
Everybody.
And, you know,
Yeah.
from
Jesus.
the COVID scenario, from us being out there protesting, from me getting canceled, from all of those different things, like B Simone got canceled. Like I think we all probably had one of the toughest years in probably about a year and a half, and then to come out, I feel like it's a whole new world. You know what I mean? Like in that
Definitely.
mindset, I was like, I wanted to show not only the unity and the love in us coming together, and what we originally created Wildin' Out for is to give people opportunities and platforms to show who they really are. But then at the same time, to be like, yo, we can't be stopped.
Yeah.
You can't stop us. It's a revolution. It's gonna be televised. We're gonna make it happen.
Evolution.
There it is, and then evolving into the evolution. So
Do you
that's
feel like you evolved from last year, like changed?
Yeah,
older, obviously.
For the better.
Got you.
Definitely for the better. I feel like I probably got a little bit wiser. I got a little bit more in tune, aligned, got my chakras together, because I used to allow things to bother me. And you know what I used to want to do, and even sitting with y'all, I now choose my words wisely. I used to want to show people how smart I was.
Wow.
That was a thing for me. I was like real insecure, that I felt like I needed to prove myself in every room, because I was always like I was always like the youngest or this, so I wanted to show people I could do this. I could be like Diddy. I could be like Will Smith. I could be like whatever executive at the time. I could be this person. And then I figured out like
you are that.
I don't have to prove it to nobody.
Exactly.
So now I chill a little bit more.
Yeah, and I actually reached out to you, Nick, through a DM and told you I had COVID, and I was actually in my closet. Be someone said she was in her closet. Boo-hoo crying. Couldn't sleep for like 30 nights. Like however nights it was. From November 2nd to the 24th is when I left my closet.
Wow.
And I said I got COVID. You and Charlamagne. Shout out to Charlamagne.
Real talk.
Yeah, I literally was like so down and out. I was like, oh my God, this COVID is throwing me off. But literally it was serious for me.
Yeah, and you had it before I had it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was the whole house. It was no furniture in there. It was like maybe like, I probably had my bed and my couch, but like, it was just everything. Hello. So my mom was just like, I ain't coming over there. I want to drop some food off.
Yeah, people will stay away from you when you have that, as they should. Yeah.
So just your words was just like, I'm sorry for that, queen, da-da-da-da, woo-woo, and just
stay strong.
Yeah, stay strong and just keep going. So yeah.
There it is. And now we here. Look at us. We made it through. Never would have made it.
Never would have.
Without you.
Staring back to the show, what point did you say, okay, it needs Wildin' Out Girls?
Ooh, that's interesting. And that definitely has evolved. I mean, the world is different.
Yeah.
I mean, because originally my whole focus when we started with Wildin' Out Girls, I was trying to, emulate the fly girls from In Living Color.
Yeah.
And if you watch like the first season and even what we did, the Wildin' Out Girls, a lot of them were dancers. And originally that's what they were gonna come out and do and dance, but then dancers have unions. And so that got a little expensive, and and it was interesting because before I created Wildin' Out, I had a show on Nickelodeon, the Nick Cannon show. In that original pilot, we had all girl dancers, and they were like hip hop dancers. And so a few of the girls from my Nickelodeon show actually became Wildin' Out Girls. And that was gonna be the vibe. And then we was in that early 2000 hip hop scene, and that was kind of like the birth of the video girl.
And
you just pretty, get up there.
Exactly.
And I found myself even caught in that situation, like, all right, I want them to be more than just, eye candy.
Gotcha.
And so we always tried to incorporate
into the game,
the Wildin' Out Girls into the games and play and have fun, and even start, at the time, because that was before social media, so we were looking for, probably at the time the most popular video girls or the most popular.
A lot of the ones started out as well, like Bernice.
All of that. And even, we going way back in, we talking like early 2000s, so it's like some of the girls that you see that were actual dancers, like some of Missy's dancers who, like Brittany, I believe her name is Brittany. Now she's on one of those Netflix shows with her son. She was a Wildin' Out.
She was on Lose Control.
She was a Wildin' Out girl, and like literally those examples like that, to where it was like young women that were doing their thing in the industry, but this was an opportunity to let them shine and be more than just a pretty face. But then because of the jokes and all that stuff, it kind of turned into like all of they're just pretty.
They're just cute.
And I was like, ooh, I wanted to switch that up. So that's why I'm glad we're here now.
This is a prime example of that.
I gotta stay on Wildin' Out.
Exactly.
I got on the show. I went to Wildin' Out Girl audition.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
I do remember B. Simone like saying, I'm gonna be on this damn show. Like
it was on my
B. Simone was pulling up at parties like Nick.
I was like, hey, you need another comedian comedian.
And
I love it.
So, and people do this to me all the time. So I'm like, I'm gonna give you out, but prove to me that you're funny, and or prove to me that, because I'm not big on talent, because I feel like everybody has talent. We're all gifted in some sense. But if you have that drive, if you can show me that, it's so much more than just, I can do this, I can do that. Like, and that's what B. Simone was about. I remember
Opportunity stalk Nick.
Yeah, no, but we had conversations before. I was like, I'll be honest, at first I wasn't a fan because I didn't know.
Yeah.
But everybody was like, no, B. Simone. Like, it was at least half a dozen people like, no, B. Simone is real. I was like, well,
And Nick's so nice. He was like, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
I was like, all right. But I get I've had like some crazy stalker comedians go over the top, and because there's a difference between drive and then stalker shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like I'd have people come full wilding out gear, like I'm ready, let's go.
Like trying to battle you.
Yeah, like nah, I don't have. But you were always professional, and you always believed in yourself. And I was like, let's get to it. And them workshops will let you know if it's real or not.
Jesus.
And in there with DC and Carlos and now running it, like if you make it through that, you the real deal. And
that first season,
clearly.
I almost jumped.
I went up there with my pink robe and bonnet on. They said you could have a great day.
They didn't even call me back.
Girl, we was all together. Me, you, Jess, and we auditioned together.
And then they cut me the next season.
Yeah, they called me season 11.
See, but it wasn't about cutting.
I was cut.
It wasn't cut.
I was cut. Now look at me.
We can only have a certain amount, and at the time, because I wanted to make sure, we want to get as many women as possible, and it was one of those things where I hate saying this, but there is you can't have a lot of the same, and so there was people that was coming for your spot that was.
And they showing up took it, babe, because when I
But you kept pushing. Like, that's the dope thing about, like, that's...
Came back season 12.
Yeah, like, think about how many times they've cut this show. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like, nah, if we keep pushing and showing that we really about this. And even on them scenarios, I can admit, like, I was wrong. Like, B. Simone came through and, like, really took it to a whole nother level. And, I've told you this in the past, like, I salute you, the fact that, one, you worked on your craft like crazy, but then two, you went and built your own brand and said, I'm going to do this regardless if y'all working with it or not. And you made us pay attention to you. And there it is.
She got to come back.
There it is.
She's viral.
There it is. But it's also, too, it's certain things that certain people just jump out there and they feel like, I know how to do this right away. And some people, it's a simmer.
You have to learn.
They get up to it. Now, I look at y'all on set now, I'm like, dang, they killing it. The personality, jokes, knowing how to do it. Where before, you wouldn't jump in the wild style. You would, you know what I mean?
You jump in now.
But you are B. Simone.
You're more confident. Yeah.
I think for me, like, if I ain't no pick up and kill it, I'm gonna give you a Harlem Shake and a Millie Rock, and I'm gonna shoot.
Okay, being real quick right now. I am on this podcast. I am so fly. Nick is to my right. That is my guy.
Come, B, this is not.
But you gotta jump back in.
But you know what it is about B too, because I remember like same thing with you. But she was like, I'm not gonna do that. Like I'm not gonna do the wild style. Yeah. And I'm like, you're hilarious when you be acting like you bout to rap, or like just be you. And then now she be not only does she kill it in wild style, but now she got hit records with the baby from Wild and Out, like, and that's that. Like, let's go back in, B. Like that.
And I actually added it on my song, my Booty Squeeze. So y'all actually on the ending of my music video.
There it is.
And
see, we're gonna do that this season so many times over. We like literally are making the Wild and Out album, and we want you to be a part of it.
Really?
Yeah. So like even the songs we did today.
Oh yeah,
that's gonna be on there. Like, all the good songs, even the Baby Mama song. Like we gonna put that out.
How do Baby Mamas feel about that? Cause you got so many.
But they also know I'm a comedian.
See, if I was one, I would be like, nigga.
Like, cause even like a lot
too much.
You know what's crazy? Cause in this one, I've had several conversations with like Mariah, cause I was like, let's the queen, Baby Mama, and then she's one of the biggest stars in the world, and for us to be able to just be playing with her name for years,
she's like, all right,
but that should let y'all know how cool she is, because like she was like, I hear your little jokes and all that, and I hear what they be saying to her, and even like now, cause we have 10-year-olds. And they hear the jokes, and so like even I never thought about that before. I'm like, ooh, I gotta I gotta chill because even like
That's
you know
the mother,
people are like our friends. Even like Shaq came on the show, but his little joke it was a little out of pocket. You know what I mean? Like he was saying some stuff, and like for my 10-year-old son who loves Shaq to hear Shaq say something to his dad about his mom. I'm like, I never really thought about that. But it's great because my children have an amazing sense of humor. So even they get it. They're like, oh, they just joking and it's never. And even like the new TikTok generation and all that stuff, they're more in tune with like humor and joking.
Sure,
and I feel like they're a little bit stronger and they have tougher skin than.
I feel like that's what canceled me.
No, you know what it is? Not like, cause that's different. We'll talk about that because it's like that's a different energy of like people feel like they have an opinion and everyone has to voice it. But I'm talking about Generation Z, like the kids. I feel like they're more understanding.
Okay.
And I feel like there was a time, probably like millennials in that age group that were like everybody was so like we got to make change and we got to voice our opinions but I think this younger generation, specifically because of stuff like TikTok, are like friendlier and more fun and stuff like Wildin' Out. They're willing to joke more, where the generation before that was a little too serious. What they had to be, because we was dealing with stuff like Trayvon Martin. We was dealing with stuff like Trump in the White House. We was dealing with some serious stuff. So those people were a little bit more serious. Now I feel like everybody's chill and back to having fun again.
Got you.
All right, Nick. So what is the criteria for choosing a Wildin' Out girl? And today you referred to us as goddesses.
I was about to say.
So I was like,
no more Wildin' Out girls. We are retiring the girl.
Wow.
And they are now Wildin' Out goddesses. And that again, to me, that's just me trying to evolve and just empower women. The reason why we're sitting here today. Because the last thing I want to do is objectify women. And it's interesting because we've been through so many different criteria. And I'm glad that I've actually taken myself all the way out of the process, because I even knew early on season 1, I was like, I shouldn't be the one picking the Wildin' Out girls because I just felt weird. It felt, even in the casting, because we were casting everyone at the same time from cast to Wildin' Out girls. And I was like, I kind of let MTV, and then I actually even put a team together
to do that.
Of women to say, y'all figure that out.
Choose the women.
And I'm going to just roll with it. I can make some suggestions and, I always vibe off of energy and personality. One thing I always said, they got to be more than just a pretty face. I want to hear their backstories and the fact that, even the way, we've all met, whether it's through auditions or even knowing each other previously. And even now you get to know people through social media. So you're like, oh, wow, that person has their own business. That person
has their own following.
Because at first, and it used to be about the following too. Like there was a few seasons, I want to say like season 8, where like, oh, the people with the most followers, because then they can, repost about the show. But then you find out that somebody with 8 million followers may not have a personality. Or their lifestyle might be complete, or somebody else runs their page and they don't even understand the hip hop culture. So we learned our lesson through that. So now it doesn't matter how many followers you have. It doesn't matter what you look like. It really is who you are as a person, and are you a strong, powerful woman?
I love that. I love how diverse they are. Y'all are so diverse. All the Wildin' Out girls are so different.
Everybody.
We be trying, man, but we still get held. We still be, why we get, where the BBWs at? I was like, it's been a few on there, y'all. So we try to give everyone an opportunity. I mean, there's been some amazing things where we've had so many just outstanding people from all over the world, from Africa. We've had just different looking women, short, tall, wide, slim, whatever it is. And I'm hoping that the legacy of the women of Wildin' Out, and now the Wildin' Out goddesses, will have the opportunity to be, because I'm gonna be honest, I've always wanted to find my Jennifer Lopez from the Fly Girls. Like the fact that she became one of the biggest stars in the world, and she started off on In Living Color as a Fly Girl. So I'm always looking to give someone, I'm hoping to find that person. But I think what's also unique is the fact that, even on the cast, we get to have women like yourselves who come into the game already funny, already with a brand, already ready to kill it. So I think there's a balance. We ain't found J-Lo yet, but we do have Pretty Vee and B Simone on the cast. So I definitely know y'all gonna be.
Shaming. I'm a different size every season. I done been BBL, I done been fat ass, big ass. Now I'm just in the middle.
Still a folk.
You happy. That's what it is. You happy.
I'm happy.
There it is.
Change that mindset.
Sometimes Sometimes I'm a 2, sometimes I'm a 4. Depends on what I eat.
Sometimes I'm a 7, sometimes I'm 11 at the gas station.
Really, y'all just throwing numbers out there like that?
I mean, I'm a 7.
Y'all
I've
keep-
never been an 11. Well,
Y'all keep it real. I'm like, hey,
I've been a 2, and then I've been a
know my
4.
numbers.
you don't know your size?
either.
Not really.
I
when
did-
she was walking in front of me today, I said, that booty.
booty.
I know.
It was just like
Jiggling.
bouncing.
See, I cannot say that.
Yeah, it was.
You can say
It was very bouncy.
It was so
It was.
like,
It's all the fruits. Come on.
Yes.
girl,
Definitely.
I done had 6 of those boxes.
it ain't bouncing yet.
Doing that.
Who knows?
We need some
You're
more.
not looking behind.
Today she had just an avocado and just a smoke for lunch, and I'm sitting there and I'm looking at her like,
That
what
sounds like a
straight
meal.
avocado.
You gotta get some.
Get the
healthy
peer.
fat.
Literally, I have mad avocados.
That's what we need. That's what we're missing.
Yes.
I ate 6 times today.
Yeah, I was like, I had 3 plates, so.
Wow. Yo, so you could just eat a plain avocado and that's your whole
No
meal?
salt, no pepper, no lime,
So
no.
actually,
Yeah,
I'm
no
really
nothing.
appreciative of the vegan options, to be honest.
Me too.
Yeah.
We try.
Past seasons, phew, I'd be like, listen, I only have
Give me
some
some
grass.
chips.
Yeah, so I'm glad that we have that, but I just got some healthy fats in, cut to
Good.
avocado,
What
got your
you
lunchbox?
avocado?
just avocado.
That's
Just straight, just an avocado.
avocado.
With the guacamole.
And a blunt.
Yeah, come on.
Oh yeah, because blunts aren't healthy.
Yeah.
First, anything is good after that.
So what
way I eat.
game do you have the most fun with on the show?
Ooh, man. We were asking the cast that today. I mean, obviously, kick them out the classroom. That one's fun. Pick up and kill it. But
I love the rap ones.
yeah, probably Wild Style. That's the most consistent. The one we've been doing since the beginning. I mean,
Yeah,
that's the
very
one-
creative too.
Yeah, we're just freestyle and we just get
I
to do
love
it.
Hitman.
And Nick is the only one that can't prepare. Y'all, we improv and stuff, but somebody be like, okay, I'm coming for you. If he say, I'm coming for you, I'm like, okay, let me think of something.
Yeah.
Nick, if you coming for Nick, ain't nobody like, Nick, I'm coming for you.
Yeah, right.
It's gotta be like,
Yeah, that's why I just be free. That's the thing. Like I don't have time to prepare, write stuff down. So like whatever you say, hopefully my response is good. But
Yeah.
I'm thinking about the camera shots. I'm making sure y'all good and everything. But that's probably the most fun because we've been doing it the longest.
so
Yeah.
Y'all know mine is.
What?
Nah, you wild. Is anything
Really?
in his mind?
me and love anything that you gotta talk. Now you about that.
No, I like
living the broom.
No, I really do. No, seriously. My game is like I love Let Me Holla. I do. I love Let Me Holla, and I also love.
You realize we're not doing that this season?
I know we're not. I'm
Yeah.
so
Isn't
mad.
crazy?
I know.
I
Now
like
that's
that
a big
game.
thing though.
Love Let Me
Now,
Holla.
can I talk to y'all about that?
Paula was
Yeah.
mad.
I love Let Me Holla.
Okay, so this was the thing. Now we had a game that was kind of like Let Me Holla. It was called Break Up to Make Up.
That's the one I like.
And that's the one where it first hit my spirit different because I started watching all of these playbacks and these takes and even seasons where we played this game where it'd be an amazing woman sitting there playing the role of the person that's about to get broken up with. And I started seeing energy where they was being disrespectful. Bitch, I hate you and all this and I can't and I'm like, yo, this ain't a good
Like,
look.
wait, this is fucked up.
Yeah, like, and so I was like, okay, let's stop playing that game because they'd be doing stuff like kicking the chair away, like it was like violent breakups. They was funny, but it was still like what it represented.
message.
It was kind of weird. And then like I was like, all right, we only gonna play that if it's a guy right there. And then then we did that a couple of times, and it was pretty funny. We had some special guests come in and stuff like that. And then Let Me Holla started to come up, with it even more because I feel like, the energy got heightened based off of like things like Time's Up and Me Too and just so many things that were going on in the culture. And I'm like, wow, if I'm really trying to, highlight and empower women on this show, like I feel like I get to do it with you guys.
Yeah.
Why would I
Like, this is
switch
it.
and put the Wild and Out girls in a place to really be objectified? I mean, let's keep it a stack what it is. There's beautiful women standing there looking beautiful and men and women walking up to them pretty
Hollering.
much propositioning them with humor.
Wow.
So I'm like, ooh.
Yeah.
All right, well,
That's
I mean,
deep.
this is what we do, but
Yeah.
all right, there's so many other games that we could play, and that's where I say, like, I feel like I'm
Wow.
evolving, or at least the show is evolving,
Yeah.
because we can still.
Definitely.
And I think there's a couple games that are gonna have that same type of energy, but it's not gonna be like, hey, can I sleep with you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Specific girl. or-
right?
Yeah.
It's gonna, and because we go there, that's what Wildin' Out is. We make jokes, we don't hold back. It's like I said, it's probably the most progressive show on television,
Yeah.
because there's no holds bar. We go all the way in. It don't matter
Yeah.
what your ethnicity is, your age, your gender. We have fun with it.
Yeah.
But there is a line to where it's like, again, if my daughter was watching this
Man.
and she's sitting
You
there
have to
and
rethink
she's
that.
watching, people call women out their names and saying what they want to do to them.
Man.
You got to explain that.
See, he's evolving
Yeah.
after his 20th kid.
There it is. The 20 is the mark. You're like, I gotta think about this.
I think all the games.
And I still ain't there yet. I'm still working.
all
The
still
Lord is
doing
still
it.
working on me.
We always going.
I think all the games are dope when you have that good energy, because when you go out there, it's just like, go ahead and do it. Especially DC.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh Lord, okay,
He's
you know you
hilarious.
could do it. DC in the back, like, come on,
True. He's golden.
yeah, he's golden.
So, all
So
golden in our own
Yeah.
way. But DC is he's a gem.
He is.
Facts.
it's like you got to play the game, because if you don't, it's like, nah, you going home. So you need to go ahead and take
But that's even a vibe too. Like, even when you talk about like just energy and what, like, even when that whole Azalea Banks thing popped off.
Man.
And I mean, we tried to be as delicate as possible, because I literally was standing there watching her
sure.
break down
For sure.
in person.
They made me talk to her.
Yeah, and it was more of like, and I got love for her, and the things that she heard, you know what I mean? Because often it's not what you say, but it's what you hear. And then even and the way she processed it, she felt like DC was coming for her looks, attacking a black woman. You feel like, ooh, that's some stuff that she probably had
It's something
always
she
dealt
probably
with.
Yeah.
Because DC was just being DC. He called everybody ugly.
Yeah.
Like, because he ugly.
Yeah.
So it's like, ugly can call out ugly. That's how you. But we're joking and playing. But she wasn't playing in that moment. She heard the word ugly, and she was already in defense, because she was a guest. She didn't know.
Yeah.
The guests who come on the show, they nervous. I had commended her for even coming in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we playing a game called So Petty. And then he saw something with your ugly ass, and that triggered her.
It triggered her.
And he was being DC.
Yeah.
If you ever met DC, he the nicest, friendliest
He
dude
is, yeah.
in the
He
world,
is.
always silly.
Yeah.
And then
God-fearing.
yeah.
He loved the Lord.
PK, you know what I mean? And but it went the wrong way, and I tried to control it, and I think we did good with it. You know what I mean? Because she handled it a certain way, and I think we reeled it back in.
We just
and,
reeled it back in.
Yeah,
Did what we do best.
and that's so
Redirect.
we don't believe in cancel culture on any sides on this show.
Yeah. So speaking of cancel culture, you have a new game called Can I Cancel?
Yeah,
How did you come up with that?
cause I got tired of just everybody canceling shit.
Yeah.
I done been canceled so many times. B. Simone done been
You
canceled.
know, one of the times I was canceled? Because of this damn show I was on with him.
Oh yeah, she was on my radio show.
Live.
Oh yeah.
And then he was like, "Oh, really?" Oh,
She said, I don't want to do with no regular 9 to 5. And I was like, whoa. I was like, this is good.
The checkout guy at Walmart.
And they
I know.
all of them 9 to 5ers came at her.
And you know what? 90% or most of the people that follow us and support us have hardworking jobs. And guess what? I say this on my stand-up.
100%.
I say this at the end of my stand-up. Clap if you are 9 to 5 and you're a hardworking citizen. 100, most of the room clap. About 95% of the room.
Right.
Clap if you love your job and you will be there for the next 30 years. 1% claps.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not dating no man with a 9 to 5, because if you have ambition, you have heart, you have something inside of you, and you have a dream, $1 million idea, and you sitting at a desk, that is a problem for me. I need a man who is going to chase his dream. I need a man who is going to take risks, financial risk, mental risk, emotional risk, and not sit at a job because you're comfortable with a paycheck every 2 weeks. I need you to go take some risk and see if you could go make some more money.
See, but we didn't have the time to elaborate that way.
Yeah.
Right.
You was just saying what you wanted.
And guess what? It's preference. I still ain't dating no nigga from Foot Locker.
Oh, man. Shouts out to the Foot Locker employees. I need you in my life, because when I need that 12 and a half from the top, you bring joy to my
For
life.
real.
I
God
need
bless
one.
you.
So when
my
somebody mentions the term cancel culture, what does that mean to you?
You know what? I believe I don't have the authority to judge anyone. And it goes back to the, him without sin cast the first stone. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm such a person that tries to be as vulnerable and show the fact that I have no perfection in me whatsoever. So I'll never be able to say this person can't do that, or we got to get rid of this person, or this person can't say that. Who am I to say that you can't say or feel a certain way? Because I have my own stuff that I'm working through. So I try to play devil's advocate on everybody's side. That also gets me in trouble quite often, gets me canceled. And that's even why we created the game. I was like, all right, well, let's hold the mirror up to society. Let's just cancel every damn thing. Let's cancel Frito-Lay. Let's cancel wine. Let's cancel tables. Let's cancel microphones. Because at the point, you're just gonna cancel everything. So I'm just trying to show everybody that you can complain about something, but you don't have to get rid of, especially individuals. When you're trying to get rid of people who are providing for their family, this is their career, it's what they work so hard for because of something they may have said 10 years ago or a mistake they may have misspoken. People don't understand how hard it is to crack open these mics and just talk.
For sure.
Everything that comes out is not going to be perfect. There's no script here. We just talking. And then so sometimes you might slip up and say something, or something might come across a different way, and that may have never been your intention, but now your career suffers forever because of that. And my heart goes out to everybody who's ever been canceled, even the people who are dark and evil and operating on a low frequency. Now, if you built your platform for that, then that's a whole nother conversation. But if you're out there,
you're trying to do your best.
If you just speaking who you are, everybody has a right to their opinion, because that's why people are canceling people. So it's this vicious cycle of, we got to all fall back and just say, let's judge from within and opposed to judging without.
I don't know.
Man in the mirror.
In Jamaica, they're quick to cancel you.
Really?
Quick.
Yeah.
How do we just cancel this cancel culture?
Cancel culture.
Oh, it's gotta go.
Cancel culture.
Yeah, real talk.
So could cancel culture be viewed in a positive way?
I think that's what we're trying to do with the game. But also, when you think about it, I think people, there's this mentality of we have to clean things up. Like as a parent, you're thinking like, okay, there are certain things I don't want my child to hear. There are certain perspectives and aspects, and when you were dealing with 8 years of white supremacy in your face from like Donald Trump was just saying wild shit. You're like, someone there's a reason why he can't get on Instagram or Twitter or none of that before, because then you have Capitol riots, so there's a level of, all right, we do need to make sure there's some parameters, boundaries,
always.
But so I can see the positive aspect from that.
But it's like open to growing and learning.
It should be a person or a group that we all entrust in that say, okay, they can set the rules and regulations. That's why there are ratings on movies.
Right.
That's why there are certain things on television, standards and practices. I'll abide by that, all day long, because we all showing up to do a job, and we got to be professional. But when you just let any old body in, and it becomes this group think, which is real dangerous. When one popular person says something and everyone follows.
That's it. If whatever the first comment is, whatever the caption is,
whatever has the most likes, we gonna rock with that.
That's
So I think it's going away though. I think I believe the energy of the world is in a different place. People are just happy to be alive. People are happy to be outside. People just want to smile, laugh, and have a good time. And that's what comedy is all about. We're supposed to make people feel better and forget about all of the woes and tribulations and just
and I think it was stillness too. It was a lot of stillness going on in 2020. I think everybody was at a still place trying to figure out who they were internally and healing internally. I mean, that's a journey each day, but I think the energy is shifting a little bit, and I think people have their own thing they have going on, but I think it's going into a positive way.
We got deep. We just got
And
deep on the women a while and out.
I know it's like a healing thing, because I think a lot of people went through a lot of trauma. They face those demons.
You were forced to face
a lot
them.
of things. You were forced to be still. I was in my closet, not even when I texted. I was in my apartment before I bought my home, and I was texting Charlamagne, and I was like, when Kiara shared, and I said, I'm just overthinking. And again, my mom's a pastor, so I should call her. I should go to my knees and start praying. But I wanted to, call on men just for 1 second, just to say, Charlamagne, in my head, I'm overthinking, da-da-da. He said, V, just be still, V. Just be still. In that word, be still. I'm like, oh my God, I'm still. I'm going to be thinking about all these certain things. I was on a movie set the other day trying to say, you're going to get another still moment. I hope you going to be ready when you still again. I was like, oh, the devil is a lie. I ain't going to be still. I'm going to keep moving. But it's a moment where it's a moment where it's
sometimes it's good to be still.
It's to be still. Yeah. And that's what I've learned, because God was trying to speak to me in my home to be still, because what I'm about to get you, when I'm done with you while you in your home and you crying and doing all this, I'm going to give you something so big that you don't even know you about to get. So he did. He showed me so many avenues, so many things in my career that I could do, the creative imaginations in my mind that's going to come to pass in such a good way. So it's beauty in being still, you know.
Definitely.
Yeah, so,
that's a word right there. Come on, somebody. It's beauty in being still.
Absolutely.
I didn't know that.
So that's a quote right there. Nick, give us your quote.
Oh, you gonna throw me on the spot like that? Okay. You know.
Always saying some inspirational stuff.
I feel like we all should be ready.
We
all should be ready.
No.
I will, since I'm the first guest, and I'm truly proud of what I see here. When it's so much strength, it's so much power.
Beautiful.
I feel like the vision is really come to pass. I'll go to the word for a second.
Come on.
You know, the word of virtuous women, Proverbs 31.
Come on.
Proverbs 31:25, it says, strength and dignity are a woman's clothing. And she will laugh at what comes in her future.
Come on.
And when you just said that, that's what I thought about.
Strength
That's
and
what you
dignity,
said.
woman's clothing,
Yeah.
and a wilding out hoodie.
Yeah, there it is. And the wildin' out hoodie, that's your strength and dignity right there. And she will laugh at what comes to in her culture. In her future. So that's really saying, like, she's so proud of what's in front of her and beyond, that you can laugh and be jovial, and that's what we all here for.
That's my faithful and hopeful.
There it is. Proverbs 31:25. Look it up. Come on, church. Come on, church.
Come on, bro.
But sometimes I'm like, in the beginning.
Yeah, right.
Genesis.
Jesus wept.
I know that's in Genesis.
Yeah. Jesus wept.
Yeah.
Jesus wept.
So Nick, this was such a great interview.
Thank you.
Oh my
Nah,
God,
for real.
you
I
came
feel like it was more of a conversation.
You came
Definitely.
through, and
Keep doing it, and we going all the way up. I'm proud of y'all. I'm proud of you closing big deals. Cheers to the multi-millions. Cheers to. I'm waiting for my box of fruits.
Yes,
Cheers to the movie.
Yes.
Cheers to the multi-millions.
Yes.
One time for the one time. The women are wilding out.
There you go.
Lego.
Last question.
Did I take over too much? I'm sorry.
How many more kids do you want?
How many more?
Yes, how many more?
Honestly,
I don't think he's gonna stop.
Yeah, I first of all, I love children.
No, here's Nick.
I love children.
Well, in Africa,
I'm saying I'm a tribalist. It comes, you're as wealthy as the strength of your tribe.
Okay.
I gotta leave a legacy.
Afford it. You can have as many as you want.
And it ain't even about, because I've seen, I'll be seeing what they say, like going viral and stuff, like, oh, money ain't everything. Like, I literally love all my children, like, and I want to be that old man in the bed with 20 kids around me and just everybody.
Hey, mama's gonna be.
They can be there too. It's a village.
It's a village.
It's a village. I think I'm gonna go give me an island somewhere.
You don't need it.
Turn up. Just make sure we are a strong Wi-Fi and we just live off the fruit of the land. We good.
Nicholas.
Cannon Land.
It'll be
Come join.
I'll send the fruit
You can be a citizen of Cannon Land. Cannon Land.
Cannon Land.
All right. You heard it here first. Cannon Land.
There it is. And it's not a cult or nothing like that. No, it's not. It's not political. No, it's just
Tattoos. No, but I know we gotta let this man go.
yeah. Part two.
Yes.
Part two.
Part two,
This is
but
getting.
he be hypnotizing these women. I done seen them.
He's all
What you
right.
mean?
No, I done seen these women.
It's
I'm like,
not true.
what is
Ain't it beautiful?
Nothing. I'm
no,
just.
Nicholas?
We not talking
They
about
be
this.
getting tattoos of his face. I'm like,
face.
on the face, on your arm. People can see that.
What you gonna put? R.I.P.
We were in an amazing, positive place. We was quoting the Bible.
Now we to the Quran.
I love it. I love it.
But yeah, okay, we'll talk about that next episode.
Yeah. Y'all can talk about me when I'm not here. How about that?
We're going on it.
Thank you. I love y'all. I'll see y'all at work tomorrow. Let me get the hell up out of here before I get in trouble.
Yes. So yeah, you already know what time it is. This is the Woman and Woman podcast. And remember, toast up, put the wine up.
All right.
Okay, so no, ladies, a delay is never a denial.
A denial. I need to use the same thing.
Okay, and whatever you're asking God for, honey, continue to trust the process.
Trust the process.
And hustle at your own pace.
Yes.
Amen.
I love y'all. And
Love
this
y'all.
is the
Love y'all.
Women of
So nice to
Wildin' Out
vibe with
podcast.
y'all.
Yes.
Yes.
girls. Yes.
And this is the Women of Wildin' Out podcast. Be sure to follow us whenever you get your podcast so you don't miss this episode. Let's go, and we are out.
Yes.